Good morning, students. This is your computer teacher, Madhumita. How are you all? I hope all of you are fine. So today we are going to start a new lesson, lesson number 10, cloud computing. So today we will discuss what is cloud computing, how it works, who uses it. Okay, so let's start. So a question might arise in your mind, what is cloud, isn't it? Does it look something like this? So, before actually knowing what cloud is, let's read out the definition. What is cloud? So, the definition of cloud computing is cloud computing is an internet-based computation where virtually shared servers provide softwares, infrastructure, platform devices, and other resources and host them to customers on pay-as-you-use basis. So, I'll start by giving an example. We save contact number in the phone, isn't it? We save it. But suppose one day your phone is lost or damaged. You will have problems to get back your contact numbers, isn't it? But if you save the contacts in Google Contacts or Google Drive, it gets saved in cloud. Now suppose your phone is lost or damaged or somebody stole it. What you need to do is when you will buy a new phone, now the only thing you need to do is add your Google account in which you saved the numbers and your contacts will automatically come in your contact list. Now, question might come in your mind how it came back, because the contacts were neither saved in your phone nor in your SIM, but it was saved in the internet. Okay, so that is what cloud is. Another example is backup of WhatsApp. When you backup your messages and chats, you backup your messages on chats on daily basis, weekly or monthly basis, isn't it? They get stored in your Google Drive account. So whenever you will delete the WhatsApp and you download it again in another phone or in the same phone, you can get back your messages and media files once you sign in a new device or in the same device. Okay, so this is how cloud works. I hope it's clear. So cloud is basically an analogy of internet and involves a large number of computers connected through a real-time communication through internet. Now we will go to the same question that we started with. Why is it called cloud? Okay, the cloud is actually a term for the internet or the virtual server that can be used for various purposes from a remote location. So if you think the whole internet as the sky, the term cloud is actually a great metaphor. There are different types of clouds like you can see in this picture: Amazon Web Services, Alibaba Cloud, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure. So basically these companies have their own clouds that float around the open sky. For example, when you upload photos to Google Cloud, you are simply sending your data across the internet to some disk in a rack inside of some warehouse that Google owns, or it is owned by one of their partners. You are sending your Google data to Google's cloud. So cloud computing is a technology that makes use of network of remote servers available on the internet to store, manage and process data rather than a local server. So the concept of cloud computing is very useful because we need to pay only for the services and not for the hardware or software. So the next topic is Google Cloud Storage. So what is Google Cloud Storage? Google Cloud Storage is an internet service to store data in Google's cloud. So when it comes to storage, we generally use hard drive or pen drive for storing the data. But this method has its own demerit. Suppose someday your hard drives gets corrupted and you lose all your data which was very important to you, or your pen drive is lost which contained important information. But with the help of cloud storage system, we can overcome this problem. So what is cloud storage system? Many companies make their own cloud storage system so we can keep our data over there, and in return we need to pay for it. Okay. For example, Google Drive. It is also a cloud storage system in which you can store 15 GB data for free. After that you need to pay for it. Okay. Similarly, there are other services also: OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox. Okay. So the companies create their data storage system and make data centers where they keep their servers, and we use the servers to save our data. So this is an efficient and reliable way to store the data. Okay, so even if you travel anywhere in the world, no need of carrying those pen drives or hard disk. Okay, what you need to do is you need to log in into your account and use the data which you have uploaded. And another feature is there, you can also share the data with other persons. Next we have cloud architecture. Now what is cloud architecture? Cloud architecture refers to the components and subcomponents required for cloud computing. So cloud computing architecture consists of two components, the front end and the back end. So this is the front end and this is the back end. So the front end is the user interface for client, that is using a web browser to access the cloud services, and this is the back end, that is the cloud provider. All the resources are managed from here, that is storage, devices, virtual machine, and etc. Okay, and the group of these clouds make the whole cloud computing system. The next topic is Google Drive. Google Drive is Google's most popular application, which you can use it in your desktop or even in your phone for storing the files in the cloud. This was released on April 24, 2012, and this enables the users cloud stages, file sharing, etc. Google Drive offers all the users an initial 15 GB of online storage space. A user can get additional storage from 100 GB up to 16 TB through a paid monthly subscription plan. A user with any paid storage does not get the free storage too. Next we have Google Print. Now what Google Print does is, Google Print printer allows Windows application to print anywhere using Google Cloud Print. So the Google Printing is beneficial to people who wish to print the document from remote. So cloud computing is when we use a computer server which is provided to us by someone else. This server has to be accessed over the internet by using a web tool for personal or business use. Okay, so with this we have come to an end of lesson number 10. Thank you so much for joining. God bless.